The time for this debate has expired, honourable members. I therefore call on Government Order of the Day number 1.
Social Security Benefit Categories and Work Focus Amendment Bill, second reading.
Mr Speaker.
I call the Honourable Minister Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Social Security Benefit Categories and Work Focus Amendment Bill be now read a second time. Mr Speaker, this government is progressing the most comprehensive package of welfare reforms that this country has ever seen. The reforms have been designed to be carefully staged over 2 years, and this bill represents the latest suite of changes to improve the benefit system for all New Zealanders. It's been some time since this bill has been before the House, so I'll run briefly through the changes this bill introduces. 7 benefit types will be consolidated into 3: job seeker support, sole parent support and the supported living payment. This is key to simplifying and modernising the system. We're introducing social obligations to ensure children in benefit-dependent homes get quality early childhood education, are enrolled with a doctor, get their well-child checks and school-aged children are in school. We're introducing a requirement for job seekers to be drug-free and available for work. 40% of jobs advertised with work and income require a drug test. It is simply unacceptable that because of recreational drug use, many are unable to work and to take up available job opportunities. We will stop the benefit after 10 days if someone has already had an outstanding arrest warrant for 28 days, which they have not cleared. Mr Speaker, these changes are fair and reasonable. We campaigned on all of these policies at the last election, and overwhelmingly New Zealanders support these reforms. We are introducing the investment approach to the benefit system, which will focus support on those most at risk of long-term welfare dependence. This underpins welfare reform and the new modernised benefits system. It is part of the National-led government's approach to welfare reform, which will better support people into work. The old system had a very narrow focus of support for the unemployment benefit, which, as we know from the first actuarial valuation of benefits, is very short-sighted. Those on the unemployment benefit are least likely to stay on long-term, yet it is that group we invest the most money in through employment support. Greater support needs to be tailored to individuals who need it most, and these reforms will do that. Mr Speaker, a number of changes have been made to the bill through the Select Committee process. These include allowing for additional parent-led options for early childhood education like HIPPY. The changes have also widened the scope for approved home-based ECE through Te Kura. For those who prefer their preschoolers to remain at home, they can enrol with this home-based ECE. I support these changes and thank the Chair and the Committee for their input. There are a number of other technical changes, but I will let the Select Committee Chair and others go through those in more detail if they so wish. Mr Speaker, we've heard a lot of rhetoric from the opposition about welfare, but quite frankly, I've seen no plan. If hand-wringing and sympathy were the answer to welfare dependence, Labor would have solved that problem many years ago, but they didn't. Even at the height of the economic cycle, Labor did not reduce dependency. Today they are no closer to a solution, just an offer of tea and sympathy for those on benefits who they clearly see as victims. This government does not see people on welfare as victims, but as individuals who with the right support can, in most cases, have a better life in work and off welfare. For those who simply cannot work due to severe illness or disability, we will continue to support them with dignity. Changing the name of the benefit is a small but significant gesture to them, because many found the term invalid to be quite frankly offensive. From July, they will no longer be on an invalid's benefit. They will receive the supported living payment. Throughout the recent recession, we've heard the opposition's hollow call for more jobs. Mr Speaker, we'd all like more available jobs, and if simply calling for jobs actually created employment, it would be easy. Perhaps someone should tell Europe. This government listens to and supports employers to keep people in work and take more staff on. We have done this through a suite of work subsidies which have made a real difference. We've also cut red tape, introduced a 90-day law and improved productivity and competitiveness through the government's business growth agenda. Mr Speaker, as you know, the House is currently debating the starting out wage, which employers welcome, because it will help them to take on more young people. And for every tragic story that the media rolls out where the opposition stand by wringing their hands, I can give you a positive story of success. Because, Mr Speaker, even through the worst of the recession, we have seen real successes. In 2012, we had 81,000 people go off welfare and into work. And that, Mr Speaker, is worth celebrating. Work and Income are getting around 1,000 new vacancies a week from employers. These are jobs in agriculture, forestry, fishing and constructions in large part, as well as others in manufacturing, administration and so on. Work and Income are matching people with these jobs every day and seeing successes every day. I will continue to sing the successes of every New Zealander who finds a job, keeps a job and kicks welfare for touch. And do you know why, Mr Speaker? Because, quite frankly, we on this side of the House back people. I do so because I've never forgotten where I've come from. I have never forgotten how tough it was being a young single mum on welfare, with a Labour Party telling me that that was all I was worth. I've never forgotten how tough it was going for those job interviews when I felt I lacked the experience, the knowledge, the skills and the confidence. But most of all, I've never forgotten how it felt when an employer said yes and gave me an opportunity. It was the best feeling in the world. It was both terrifying and thrilling, and it gave real hope. And the first job wasn't the best job, not by a long shot, and they didn't all last for long, but each job gave me experience and skills and built my confidence as I learned to stand on my own 2 feet and took responsibility for my own daughter. It was national, quite frankly. It was National, not Labour, that spoke to me as a young Māori soul mum with an ambitious message that said, you don't have to be a victim, you can be a success. And that, Mr Speaker, is what I want for others. The feeling of being self-reliant in work and saying to Work and Income, thanks, but I don't need a benefit anymore. I know it's a big ask. I know that it's not easy. But with the right support and the right policies in place, I also know that we can do it. I want New Zealanders on a benefit to know that they have a minister and they have a government that is backing them to look beyond a lifetime on welfare. We will support, encourage, push and incentivise, and yes, we will sing the successes of those who can and do find work and of the businesses that make those opportunities available. Not yet, sweetie. The public see where the differences lie between an opposition encouraging victims and a government backing ambition. I've heard the criticism that the number of people on benefits went up under my watch. And yes, it did when the recession hit. People needed help and this government provided it to them. I sometimes these days find it ironic that I'm the one defending people's right to welfare if they need it, and Ms Ardern is advocating kicking them off and that there's too many on. And Mr Speaker, I read the minority report on this bill from that member's party, and quite frankly it wasn't worth the time it took to read it. It was so full of inaccuracies. I wanted on record in Hansard that the Labour Party minority report is actually factually incorrect and misleading. Mr Speaker, the public have already seen the steady decrease in benefit numbers since the peak of the recession. The number of people on the unemployment benefit, the DPB and invalids benefit all fell during 2012. Past 2 years, the number of young people on welfare fell from 21,576 to 15,858. Mr Speaker, the change in this bill are essential if we want to refocus the welfare system so that it helps New Zealanders reach their potential and reduces the amount of people locked into welfare dependency. This government undertook to deliver that system, a modern system, and this bill is a significant step towards that outcome. Mr Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.
Order. Just before I call the next member, I just want to caution the House that all members in the House are honourable, and that's it. We refer to each other as honourable, despite what we may think as otherwise. We call the member what we ourselves would want for them and us all to become. And so I caution the House, we see the world as it is. We see the world as we are, not as it is. I call the honourable member Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.